Hi, my name's Phil.
My name is Rob.
And we've been mates for years. We've done loads of stuff together.
All of which, mainly, have turned into chaos.
But someone then suggested, why don't you do a podcast? That seemed like a good idea, didn't it?
Really did.
Then we realised neither of us have ever done one of those. So is this going to work?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Welcome to Two Pastors in a Pod. So, welcome back to another Two Pastors in a Pod. If you're joining us for the first time, or if you're a subscriber, we're really pleased you're here. Now, we've got a full house.
It's two pastors and a pod of Americans.
A pod of Americans. We got a full house. We got a full program. We've got tea. We've got special Easter stuff. We've got the competition winner a little bit later.
Wow, exciting stuff today for episode 35, isn't that right?
Yes.
Y'all,
Woo!
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So we better find out who our guests are. Now, one of our guests is unique.
Really?
We have never had a returning person on our podcast.
Indeed.
So,
He must have been good the first time.
either that or he just happens to be here to fill the space. So just introduce yourself.
Anytime you
Anytime today would be good.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Derek.
And you were on a podcast, I don't know which number podcast you were on,
About a year ago,
about a year ago,
Yeah.
and you're back again, which is great. Why are you back in the country?
we are here helping serve with the Cellar Church this week.
Okay, so you're on mission,
Yep,
which
on
is
mission.
great. And then we got a couple of newbies. We'll start ladies first.
I'm Julie, and I'm also helping with the Cellar Church.
You are.
We're on mission.
ACC.
TCC.
And what about the middle?
I'm Trace.
He's
And,
the problem child.
He
is a problem
the
child.
middle child.
I am
yeah.
serving on mission with TCC.
Oh, that's good.
Excellent
And
stuff.
what are we doing on mission?
This week it's been a lot of going into schools.
Doing the
The Easter story.
Easter
the journey.
story,
The
which
journey.
happens to be what this podcast is all about.
It is indeed. So, I don't know what Easter's like. What's Easter like normally for you, Rob? What happens at Easter for you?
It normally involves quite a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Obviously, as pastors, we have to do a bit because
Right.
Easter is, in my opinion, the most special time of year for Christians. But obviously, we have to work a bit. But we also eat a lot of chocolate.
And do you think there's an alternative to chocolate eggs?
Not really. No,
No, there isn't really, is there?
Nothing comes near it. I mean, a Cadbury's cream egg. Did you know this? Fascinating fact: a Cadbury's cream egg is only 173 calories.
And you managed this morning to tell 100 kids in a primary school that if they eat 10 of them, that makes up their calories for the day.
Yeah, I know. It's not perhaps the best health advice they've ever been given.
So what about in the States? Obviously, you've got Hershey, which is revolting, and you haven't got proper chocolate. But what kind of celebration do you do in America and Mississippi?
Yeah, I mean, we've got our, we typically do a couple of church services.
Okay.
We do that. We have a big Easter egg hunt. which
Now,
is-
when you talk about an Easter egg hunt, I mean, I don't know about you, but we do that maybe with the grandkids
Yep.
out in the garden, or if it's church, it's kind of small. It's a bit bigger in your church, isn't it?
It is.
How many kids are we talking here?
Well, we go to a park in town, and we have about 500 or 600 children.
You imagine 500 or 600 kids chasing around.
Chasing eggs. Do you have an Easter bunny?
we do.
Oh, we do.
We do.
I would imagine you have more than one Easter bunny for 500 kids.
You'd be surprised. We just have one. It's a big one, though.
Oh,
Like, it's like,
It's like-
well,
it's like
Amer-
7 feet
it's
tall.
the United States of
Yeah.
America. It's bound to be
Yeah.
large, isn't it? Yeah.
So, obviously it's Easter. We're going to talk a lot more about the significance of Easter for Christians. But because it's Easter, we're going to do Best in Brew. Now, I know Rob has been particularly excited about Best in Brew today because it has got an Easter theme to it. And so for those of you who are new to the podcast, if you're watching for the first time, we're going to try a tea. This is a black tea, I'll give you a clue. You can try it with milk. I've tried it, it's better with milk. You can have it with sugar, because you're American, so you might need it. So what you need to do is say what you think's in it, what makes up the tea, and then rate it out of 10. So 10, we haven't had one of them. We've had a 9, and we've had a 2 as well, which was revolting. So I'm going to play Mother and pour some of this bad boy out.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
So if you want to put milk in it, you
So
can.
this being episode 35, we have sampled 35 different
Different
teas.
teas.
And you know what? I can't remember one of them.
Well, the only one that you really liked was the caramel one.
That's true. I remember that
Right.
one.
Now,
said
if
it.
you can't already get a hint of what's in this, so I'm going to put milk in mine because I can't be drinking it without milk.
What's it smell like?
Now, what do you think on that, boys and
It
girls?
smells like Nathan's done some decorating in here. That's what it smells
I
like.
tell you what, I don't know what you decorate your walls with, but I'm pretty certain it's not what this is.
Smells like almond.
See?
Actually, it's not that bad.
It's not, is it?
But I can't get Easter.
You will.
Is it meant to be like roast lamb?
Does it taste like roast lamb, really?
Roast lamb mixed with Cadbury's cream eggs?
No.
Well,
Right, come on in. What do you think's in there? See, it's black tea and something else.
Water,
It's a very distinct taste and smell.
milk.
It is actually quite nice.
Come on, what do you think, Trace?
Well, it smells like almond. Do you know what else smells like almond?
What's that?
Cyanide.
Cyanide. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
we love our American.
yeah. We haven't quite got that far yet. So, other than cyanide and black tea and almond, what do you think it is? It's a particular type of tea. Come on, what's in it? What does it smell of? It's very obvious.
Well, it is if you know it.
It's Easter.
If you read the label.
It's Easter.
Floral.
I'll give you another clue then.
Yeah, well, you-
because to accompany this, because it's an Easter podcast, I've been out and spent some money, all right?
Oh.
I'll
we have
take his temperature.
we have something which is very stop it.
Ooh, hot.
We have very typical, only in England, dating from the 13th century,
Dates.
something to go with this. Are you ready?
This is the segue. Wow.
This
It's one I made earlier.
is one I made earlier. Well, I didn't actually. This is called a simnel cake.
Okay. And we have got that on camera, haven't we,
Yeah,
Nathan?
that is a simnel cake, and it is dates back, as I say, to the 13th century, and it was the cake that they ate.
This one from 13th century?
That's what I
No,
wanted.
they ate this at the end of Lent, and simnel means expensive flour.
Okay.
So
I
this
did say
is
floral.
this is not like a Christmas cake. It's made differently. So I'm going to give you a piece each. But what's on the top of that?
A Whopper.
What's this?
Maltesers.
Marshmallows.
Maltesers.
No, it's not marshmallows. Think of something else. Now,
Fondant.
as I say, I was told this is not going to be easy to cut.
Do you need a hand? Do you need someone with a bit of muscle?
I did.
So, although you're going to have a piece of this each, it's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah, struggling here. aren't you?
wait.
I am. Oh, hello.
Uh-oh. You touched on a
So,
little bone.
simnel cake,
So is your gym membership expired then?
it has.
Has it?
Simnel cake has these on the top. These are made of marzipan. Your tea,
Do you have marzipan?
Has
in the back?
marzipan?
your tea is
Marzipan.
marzipan tea.
That is not something we eat.
Oh,
So,
okay.
marzipan is normally associated with cakes. Now, why do you think there are 11 of those balls on the top? It's Easter, remember?
Because
What does it represent?
the disciples.
But there's only 11 of them.
Well, Judas,
Well, Judas
betrayed
is
him.
gone.
So Judas has gone. So help yourself to a piece of simnel cake and tell me when.
Do we have to?
Yes, you do. Look, I didn't go spend a load of money. Not to, let me get the first bit out. Dear me. I was told this is not the easiest stuff. Here we go.
Maybe we're fighting over each other to try to get to this cake.
I'm going to get this little
Actually,
piece.
that's quite nice.
Is it? Is it like Christmas cake?
Is
No.
this dates or raisins? or-
Raisins.
Pass us a piece down.
So
Oh.
it isn't.
Trace loves a good
Hang on,
That
we have
is
to
not.
get brew.
Oh, don't pass me a piece then.
That's not like Christmas cake.
Trace, you pass me a
Ooh.
piece.
Because you guys don't like Christmas cake, do you? No.
Thank you.
Come on, you can do it.
So there's no
Are we going to give
alcohol.
Nathan a piece?
Yeah, Nathan's more than welcome. There's one bit left there, Nathan.
No, take it.
Come on,
Yeah.
Nathan, you have to come across it.
Oh,
No,
we-
oh, you're going to stay behind the camera.
No, we can appear on camera. It's fine. Look, people will be desperate to know what Nathan looks like. There you go. Nathan, get yourself a piece of cake.
What do you reckon? I actually quite like that. Yeah, Terry's not so sure.
Nathan's
No, Trace
Nathan's
is not
hands,
so
everybody.
sure.
It's not bad, but I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't go, yes, I need that.
Yeah, I've got to tell you,
Diet sauce and one.
these are available in lots of places, but if you happen to go to two stores,
In America.
But not
that's
American.
30 quid in one shop, which I didn't buy it
There's
from.
no way you paid that.
I did not pay 30 quid for a simnel cake. So this signifies the end of Lent, and you can now eat.
Well, we shouldn't be eating it then, really, should we?
Well, I know, but we're pre-recording it.
Oh,
So that is marzipan tea and simnel cake. Out of 10, what do we give the tea? Derek?
4.
4? Trace?
I was going to say 5.
5.
I was going to say 5.
What do you reckon?
Well, I'd say
But I'll give it a 6 because if I have to rate this cake,
goes with the cake.
it'll go kind of down a little bit.
See, I'd rate that up at least a 7.
7.
It's got to be a 7, isn't it?
We can ask Nathan today.
Well, Nathan,
no,
what do you reckon on the cake, Nathan?
It's not as good as my mum's.
It's not as good as your mum. Well, there you go. So we do still have some left.
Oh yeah.
Now, well, apparently we're going to have quite a bit left as the Americans are busy putting their cake back on the
that
plate.
was so good.
Excellent, good.
Just 8, so we're
So,
full.
one of the things at Easter, do you do Lent at home? Because here, Lent is very much a kind of Church of England thing, but some evangelical Christians do that as well. Do you do Lent where you give up so much in a run up to Easter?
I think we have people at our church that put that into practice, but I don't think as like a church back home we would say that's something that we actively do.
Have you ever done Lent?
Do I look like I've done Lent?
Yeah, but Lent comes in lots of different forms.
No.
No.
I honestly have never done Lent. No, my wife has. Jill
Yeah,
has.
yeah.
She gives up on me for 40 days.
You can understand that, can't you? But ultimately, it's something that people do to stop and think about how important Easter is. Now, what I'm thinking is, because we've got cake left,
Yes.
this could be added to our competition prize.
We had a competition, didn't we?
We did.
Yes.
Now, we're going to do something. We're going to do something that we have not done before.
Yes.
We are going to live FaceTime.
Stream.
Well, we're going to try and FaceTime our competition winner. Now, she has no idea that she's won, and she doesn't really know why I'm FaceTiming her, but I'm going to FaceTime her now, and we are going to go and see whether Jenny Frost.
Oh.
Jenny Frost!
Hello, Jenny. Hello.
So, Jenny Frost, you may be able to see her on the screen just about. Jenny, we've got good news for you.
Yes.
You are 2 Pastors in a Pod winner of our Tell Us About Your Tea competition.
And Jenny, you're live on air, just to tell you.
Yes, so don't use the language you normally use. It's lovely to see you, Jenny. Jenny, welcome to 2 Pastors in a Pod. We have some of our American friends here.
And me.
And obviously we have our subscribers out there. So, Jenny, how excited in one word are you to be the competition winner?
I never win anything, so I am really chuffed.
Absolutely. Now,
Never wins anything.
Jenny never wins anything. Now, the good news is, Jenny, you'll remember what the prize is. So the prize was to come on 2 Pastors in a Pod and to go out to lunch with me and Rob, and Rob's going to pay.
So we're going to McDonald's, Jenny. Is that all right?
I'm easily pleased.
Okay.
And
Well,
leftover
Jenny,
cake.
we are looking forward to seeing you, and we will find out a lot more about your tea story when you arrive here at 2 Pastors in a Pod. So a round of applause for our competition winner.
Jenny.
See you, Jenny. So that's our competition out the way.
Yes.
Let's get back to the
Congratulations.
serious stuff.
To Easter.
So
So
Easter for Christians
Yeah.
is about some really important parts of the Christian faith. And one of the things that we often do is to find out why Easter is so important. What's one of the questions, Rob, you get asked most in schools by kids?
Well, what's Easter all about? One of the questions is, what does Easter mean? And Easter it's an old English origin, isn't it? And you don't find the word Easter in the Bible. It's associated actually with the goddess Eosta in the UK, and it was meant to be associated with spring. So Easter is always associated with spring, but the Christians have taken that obviously because springtime is when we celebrate the new birth, the new beginning. So we often get the question, what about the word Easter? That's one that's
See, the other question we often get as well is when you look at the Easter period, Friday, when we think about Easter, we think about Good Friday.
yeah.
One of the questions we get asked in schools a lot is, why is it so good?
So I think we should ask one of our American
Well,
kids.
why don't we? So, Julie.
Let's ask Julie.
Julie, Good Friday. You've obviously had a few Good Fridays like the rest of us.
Yes.
But why is it good?
Well, I don't think the first one was good
Okay.
because they thought it was bad. But as Christians, we know it's good because Jesus was crucified on the cross that day, and he did that to save us from our sins and give us the opportunity to live with him forever, for eternity in heaven when we die.
And so that's the reason that we consider
Yeah.
a Good Friday. It doesn't mean it's good in the terms of we bounce around and we're excited.
No.
Yeah.
And I always find Good Friday quite a somber time.
Yes.
But it's hard to have that approach to getting the balance between this is good news.
We as a church, we always celebrate with communion, don't we? Because we're reminded around the communion table just the level of sacrifice Jesus went to in order for us to be forgiven. We were washed clean by his precious blood, and that's why it is so good. So good. It's nothing we can do. It's all what he has done for us on the cross. So it's central, isn't it? It is central to the Christian faith. And you can't speak because you've just eaten far too much. Yeah. I'm surprised, actually, because you have a big mouth. And to fill that big mouth, you must have had a really
Okay,
big,
so-
a really big piece of cake.
That
But yeah,
wasn't-
Good Friday.
So-
It's wonderful. What a day.
So Good Friday, that's great. Saturday, I always find that Saturday between Good Friday and Easter Sunday an unusual day. Do you do anything particular in the States between those 2 days, or is that just like a normal day?
Typically, it's just a normal day for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
That first Saturday, if you think about it, going back, to the very first Easter, that first Saturday for the disciples, for those who loved Jesus, maybe those who didn't quite grasp that he was going to rise, it must have been very scary because
no.
they'd witnessed a really painful execution. I mean, crucifixion is horrible, isn't it? And not only that, Jesus had been beaten and been flogged, and they would have been running scared.
Well, there would have been a witch hunt, wouldn't there? There would have been a clear witch hunt after the followers of Jesus during that Saturday.
So the Saturday wouldn't have been great.
No, difficult.
But
Well,
Sunday
is a coming.
is a coming.
Before we get to that, Derek, so Easter for you, you've obviously been a Christian a while. What about the Christian account that we have resonates in your heart? What is the thing that kind of grasps you the most?
Yeah, I think the thing that really the whole part about Easter, it hinges on the resurrection.
Okay.
And for me, I think like the resurrection is the most important part. I think it's one of the things that does set Jesus apart from other, key
Yeah.
figures in world religions. And Jesus is the only one that we know that has come back, that has resurrected. So for us, I think that's the key part behind Easter. And I think that it's one of the parts for me that holds the most significance.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that strikes me is that on the cross, the sayings of Jesus on the cross, and that saying, "It is finished." It's just such a powerful way of talking about the whole plan of God's salvation.
He is the resurrection and the life, isn't he? And it's Easter Sunday is full of hope, isn't it?
I prefer Easter Sunday to Christmas.
Yeah.
To Christmas Day, I prefer Easter
But
Sunday.
a lot of people don't believe that Jesus rose from the dead.
That's very
So
true.
should we ask Trace here?
Well, Trace, before you do that, where are you at in life right now?
Currently, I'm at university.
Okay, so you're at university. You're doing what? A bachelor's or a master's? or
Yeah, I'm getting a bachelor's in production technologies.
Right. So you're not stupid. You're not a fool.
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time, you're not a fool. But that is a really
Depends
good
who you
question.
ask, of course.
Well, that does depend, and we'll come on to that later on, I'm sure. But as a Christian, as a young Christian, or a young man as a Christian who's in university, who's not an idiot, how on earth can you believe that someone could die and come back to life again? How can you believe the resurrection story?
Yeah, well, there is no body of Jesus on the earth. Like, they've looked for it, it's not there. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence in the Bible that, that really did happen. But also, if we believe that Jesus is a part of the Trinity, then therefore Jesus is God, and God exists outside of our normal laws. So therefore, he could totally come back to life.
So from a kind of an educated point, you don't have a problem with that. You don't have an issue with that. You don't think that that's a real big deal for you.
No.
Well, I think the essence is that if you have a faith, you believe in something far greater than yourself. You know, you believe in a God who created the heavens and the earth, and if He is able to do that, He has power. He has ultimate power over life and death. So, if He has chosen to resurrect Himself, He can do it, and that takes faith to believe it. But that faith that the disciples had was backed up with sight, wasn't it? Because they saw Him. They saw Him. He died and then He rose again, and they saw Him, didn't they?
And 500 witnesses on top. So this wasn't kind of a mass hallucination.
The evidence for the resurrection is actually overwhelming.
Yeah.
If you took the evidence to any court of law, they would have to say He is risen.
And again, as you say, it comes down surely to how big is our God. Same with creation, same with the coming again, the second coming of Jesus, same as the resurrection, the virgin birth. How big is our God? If we don't believe in the God of the Bible who can do the impossible, then we are going to have a problem with every one of those things. And if we profess to be Christians, it depends whether we understand who God is before we can understand all these other things.
So Easter was the culmination of His mission, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So He was born at Christmas, and we love Christmas. We love the story of Christmas. When, you know, a Saviour was born in Bethlehem, and then Jesus went on, didn't He, to live this perfect life in full view of everyone. He proved that He was the Son of God, but He was always setting His face towards Jerusalem. This is what He'd come to do, which was to save His people.
So if there were people out there who are watching this podcast and thinking, well, I just don't get into the whole excitement of Easter. You know, certainly in this country, Christmas is very commercialised and people are very much into excitement. Do you think Christians should be as excited, if not more so, excited about Easter as they are of Christmas?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think like it is. I mean, it really is. It's the linchpin. I think when we consider the resurrection itself, like there's scripture. You know, it's like if Jesus really didn't, you know, come back. If He really didn't, then woe.
Your faith is futile.
We should be pitied.
Apostle Paul said that.
Like, so I think it really is. It is the key, and it's the major differentiator between Jesus and others. Like He did.
And all other world religions. And I think if you study those. So we should be excited about that.
So in the States, in your church, you do get excited about Easter. So you're going back to do what when you get back to Broadmoor Baptist Church in Mississippi?
So on Palm Sunday, we're having an Easter program called The Journey, and it will take you through the journey of Him being crucified and then raised from the dead.
And it's a big event in your church, isn't it? And as you said, there'll be 3 different services on that day. So that's wonderful that you're going back to serve and like you have here in the UK. But obviously, slightly bigger scale.
Just a tad bigger.
Yeah.
Now, on another note, because we like to give gifts and presents. I know that you as Americans have got a gift, particularly for Pastor Rob, as part of this podcast. And so if you've got that present, maybe you'd like to give that to him. And I believe you said you thought this might be helpful.
You know, just, you know, a little extra tea for you.
So a new tea. What's the tea, Rob?
Mental clarity.
So by the time we get to the next podcast, hopefully Pastor Rob would have drunk most of those tea bags.
It says minty and refreshing for new perspectives.
Wow, a new perspective after Easter.
I
forward to
might
that.
actually think that you're intelligent after I've drunk this tea.
I tell you what, you never know, do
It
you?
might be a miracle work.
A miracle cure. Well, we are so pleased to have had you guys here. We hope that you found this podcast informative and a bit of fun as well. But we do hope you have a wonderful Easter and that you really realise what the point of Easter is.
Can I just make an appeal to those who maybe tune into this podcast on a regular basis but aren't connected with a local church? Why don't you think about reconnecting with your local church this Easter time and celebrate what we are celebrating here today and will be celebrating over the coming days at Easter time. And the other thing is, while you're on here, why don't you just click the like button or the subscribe button, because if you do that, apparently what happens?
Well, apparently it puts us up the ratings a little bit, and we come a little bit further up when people click on podcasts.
Well, more people get to hear us, don't they?
And more especially, people get to hear about the Lord Jesus that we talk
Amen.
about a lot. So have a
Amen.
wonderful Easter. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Get in touch.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.